Hey, this is Rocky Calmus, linebacker from the 2000 National Championship, 2001 Buckus, and I watch Native News Today.
Osio, Stongo, Yatahe, all of the above. Welcome to the Native News Today. Jason Salzman joined alongside Gerald Wofford. As always, we thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Yes.
And as always, we feel like we got a great program lined up for you today.
And as always, I will go ahead and say true dat. I agree.
That's right.
That's right.
That is, what tribal language is that?
I believe it's Algonquin.
Algonquin.
Just as Milwaukee is actually Milwaukee for the good land.
That's right.
If anybody out there listens to Alice Cooper, hey, that's where I
watch
got
Alice
that.
Cooper.
Yeah,
That's
please.
right. Hey, we have the good land of stories here today on the Native News Today. You and producer Jared Moore have a museum story, right, to share?
Well, we really had a tag-along type of thing. We went with the Muskogee Nation Museum Oversight Committee. It's a committee composed of executives. Judge Patrick Moore is the chair of this committee, and some National Council members, and also some cultural experts, such as Mike Berryhill, who makes our bows and here in Creek Country, and we've documented with the documentary on the art of bow making. And all of them together went to a couple museums in the city area, and we were able to just follow along with them. Had a great day, really, and really shared a lot of information with the museum people up there, wanting to do the right thing with the Creek Nation Museum.
And to show you that these men are men of substance here, they're not just in the cultural side, they're also in the sports side too. You guys went to a special football camp for Indian kids last week, right?
Day of Champions camp right in Dewar, Oklahoma for the Native American kids. Josh Heupel and his father Ken do a wonderful job with the 14 Foundation. We'll take a look at that.
Great camp for everyone. Plus two, we'll recap the National Native American Boxing Championships. The amateur tournament was held in Tulsa, Oklahoma last weekend at the Osage $1 Million Elm Casino. Great attendance, Jace. I mean, folks coming out from all over the country. Everyone loved it. First time ever in Tulsa, and we'll show you some of those highlights. Great event.
Big time successful event. And we'll take a look back in time with some of our archival footage with 1,000 years of Muskogee art. Stay tuned for all of that. Right after this break, we'll be back with more Native News Today.
We know why you play. Creek Nation Casino. Every Tuesday, play for $10,000 cash, a Hummer H3, and a key that could open a new home in South Tulsa. Plus, we're giving away 14 extra keys on the night we're giving away the American Dream Home, July 25th. Creek Nation Casino.
There's just endless things that the Creek Nation does for this county and all the other counties that's in the Creek Nation. Can't say enough about what they do to help us in the emergency management department, in the road program, and sheriff's office. I mean, with the light horsemen, they're available, and it's just like having an extra host of deputies out there with them. And we really appreciate each and everything that the Creek Nation does for us.
All right, for our first thing here today, we're going to take a look back at me and Jared Moore just kind of went along and tagged along with the Creek Nation Museum Oversight Committee as they went on a fact-finding and information-sharing journey over into the western part of the state in the Oklahoma City metro area. Visited two museums, the Oklahoma History Center and the Sam Noble Museum of Natural History there in Norman at the University of Oklahoma. So here's a few shots from that.
Pete Beaver, I'm the Muskogee representative for the National Council. And what I enjoyed about today was that it was very informative, and it was something very imperative that we learn certain aspects of establishing a culture center or museum. And there was many factors that I learned today, and hopefully I can pass this along and to help our Muskogee Creek people to visit such an outstanding place that we are going to plan to build for Muskogee Creek Nation. So with that, today was very informative, and it's imperative that we do learn from our experiences, and the more we visit, the more we see, the more that we can be involved in establishing the museum for the Muskogee Creek Nation.
My name is Anthony Notaro from McIntosh County, National Council Representative. It was a very informative trip today. We learned that storage space as well as logistical stuff such as the humidity and the debugging of documents and stuff is very important. We also need to find a good architect that has experience building museums. Otherwise, we're going to have something that's built from them and not something that could be conducive to what we're actually going to need for a museum. It was an informative trip. I'm thinking that it's going to have to be a big place. I'd like it to be the research facility for the Muskogee Creek people. Instead of going to the University of Georgia, I think they should come to our complex. And they should research at our complex about our people, because that's where our capital is now. Well, we went to the Sam Noble Museum of Natural History at the University of Oklahoma, as well as the Oklahoma Historical Society. Both of them are very nice facilities. I was really impressed with the way that they handled their artifacts and the way their processes are built. It's a very good, informative time.
My name is Paula Willits. I'm the Muskogee Creek Nation National Council representative from the Tulsa District. I've been on the same trip today with Tony and Pete Beaver. We went to visit the two museums on this lovely bus. It's a kneeling bus and it lowers so old people like me can get on there very easily. I've enjoyed even the meal today, but especially all the things that I learned at the museums. It's like there's so much stuff that we need to know. And by going out and talking to all these different people who have been through the process, we get to know the bad things to watch out for, so maybe we won't make the same mistakes again. But there is a lot of things to know, and I hope we're doing a good job gathering that information. Thank you.
Well, last weekend in Dewar, Oklahoma was the For Love of the Game football camp that was held specifically for Native American children that live in the area, held by Josh Heupel and some of the famous Oklahoma Sooners, right?
Sure, yeah, there was a lot of Oklahoma Sooners out there on hand, and it was nice for an old fan to be able to go out and. But I had to put that aside for a little while. I had to be a journalist, you know. I couldn't
be objective.
Couldn't
man.
compromise my profession.
You
know?
became the U Downs of,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, at that point, I could care less. They were just an interview subject. You know, I didn't know that they were Sooner greats. So.
You didn't know, did you?
No, absolutely not. I'm professional, just like these guys. Day of Champions Camp in Dewar, Oklahoma. We're here right now with one of my all-time favorites, Oklahoma Sooner great, Butkus Award winner, NFL linebacker, 2000 national champion. I don't know how many more accolades we can put on this man. Rocky Calmus right here, but one of the things I'm sure you're most proudest of is being able to be a part of Day of Champions Camp here.
Yeah, I got partnered up with them last year and went through a couple camps, and it's just great kids, giving back, trying to do it from the other perspective. You know, I've always been coached, so I'm trying to learn what I've been taught and give back to the kids, and it's fun. You know, it's some days it's hot, it's tiring, but hey, it's cool to see these kids working hard and come back each day and putting in that commitment.
Being right from here in the state of Oklahoma, going to high school here at Jenks, he had a great career there. Then, of course, the University of Oklahoma, and knowing the rich history of this great state here and the Native American heritage here, how good is it to be a part of something like this to where you can give back to the Native American youth specifically?
Absolutely, and and it's give back to them and anybody, any Oklahoman, any kids. It's all about the kids, and they're our future and everything. It's great to give back, and some of them, I know I've been gone a little while now, but some still know me a little bit. But it's great to get out here and interact with the kids and then be a part of it.
So you touched on it a little bit a while ago, but I know it's funny that you were coached your whole life, and then now you get to put the hat on the other side. Yep. How different is it to be able to know what they need to hear and then to actually give it to them?
There's a fine line of there are some young kids of how aggressive to be. I try to reiterate, we're here to coach you. We might raise our voice a little bit, but it's not because we're mad. It's not because we don't like you. We're just here to make you a better person, a better athlete. Just like I said, a better overall person. And Coach Heupel made me speak just a second ago. I'm not used to that, so I had to put that hat on and and coach. So, but I'm learning. I'm sure just like the coaches that taught me, they got to start somewhere, and I'm learning, and it's getting a little bit easier. Starting to remember a little bit more as I go along.
I'm sure you're a good learner because just like me, you had a good education at the University of Oklahoma. So.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Thanks, Rock.
You bet. Appreciate it.
We're here with Day of Champions director Ken Heupel, and it looks like this is getting old hat with me and him in the interview process. But Ken, it's good to see you again. First of all,
you were not the best quarterback, intramural quarterback in the country.
That's a lie. I don't want you to believe this guy because I definitely am. We're finally here, Day of Champions. Everything's been great. Talk a little bit about this last 2 days here.
Well, it's been fantastic. The kids are just, the athletes are working extremely hard, and the talent level is unbelievable here from ages 8 to 14. It's just been a great 2 days. We started out yesterday thinking it was going to be rained out, and it kind of cleared out. And again, it's just been a great experience, and great experience for our coaches to be here as well as the players, I hope.
One of the things that you think about when you come to a camp is obviously the kids are learning things, but I'm sure you and the coaches have an opportunity to learn things from them too.
Oh, no doubt. If you don't, then you're not on earth anymore. I believe that every day that you're here, that you're going to learn if you keep your eyes open, and that's what we talk to the kids about. We have the 4 principles that we bring in. We're trying to establish discipline and develop trust, respect, and hard work. And the young people are doing just an outstanding job. We got 2 days. Pretty close to 2 days underneath us, and then we got the 3rd day, the fantasy day with the parents, and that's going to be excitement as well.
Okay, and Fantasy Day is tomorrow, actually, out here. Through the magic of television, it's already going to be passed when we view this, but I'm telling you, that's one of your favorite days because it's a chance to get these parents out of here and really put them through the meat grinder, I guess, that these kids go through.
Oh, no doubt, and they get an opportunity of listening to coaches and hopefully taking it home and teaching with their young people as well. But it's a great opportunity. We talked about it the first day that they're going to have an opportunity of getting better. The kids are, the athletes are, and then to bring dad or mom in or uncle or whoever and kind of showcase them because they'll be a little sore and they'll be they'll go good for about 2-3 minutes, and they'll probably be pulling down the anchor there from that point on.
Absolutely. Well, I can't say anything about them because I don't know how long I'd make it, but I
promised you. We are inviting you, and we are inviting you to go across the middle. And I told Rocky already that you have put the word out that you think that you are a little tougher than Rocky is. So we will.
I do think
the match is on.
Okay,
it's on.
The match is on, and this might be my last time on here, so I'm just going to sign off. Okay, I cornered a couple guys here from the Day of Champions camp. All right, and what's your name, sir?
Khalil.
And what's your name, sir?
Dylan.
All right, Khalil and Dylan, and they are here at the Day of Champions camp. So, fellas, tell me a little bit about the camp. How's it going?
It's fun, and it's really fun.
Awesome. What about you, bud?
It's a lot of practice, but you have to, learn for football.
All right, man, check it out. What is the best part of this whole thing? Is it getting to see all the OU grades? Is it getting
Ball.
playing Sooner ball?
Yeah, playing Sooner ball.
Okay, so you guys, both of y'all is big-time Sooner fans, right?
Yeah. The coach right there doesn't want me to wear this.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Cut. We got a Longhorn. We got to go.
Jason and I bring such great stories to you each week. I mean, they're just great knockout stories, right?
Knockouts. Technical knockouts.
That's right, TKO, which kind of leads to our next story here.
Yes.
Last week was the National Native American Boxing Championships held in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Olympic-style amateur boxing, and Jason, it was a great turnout.
I knew it would be. There was a lot of people excited about this, a lot of Native American folks that knew that this was going to be a big thing at the Osage $1 Million Elm Casino for the first time in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I know you got to be thrilled about it.
Well, we just hope to bring more to this, and we could play our Don King part here. Instead of Don King, we call it Don Miko.
Hey, wow, Don Miko. Only in Arbika.
We are here at the 2007 National Native American Boxing Championships, where the crowd tonight has been treated to some great Olympic-style amateur boxing. I'm speaking with one of the winners tonight in the 132-pound division, Christian Banos. Christian, it's a great fight tonight. Do you feel like that you did okay?
Well, sometimes you have to work harder than other fights for be a better. That's the only way you can be a better fighter.
What are your goals here in boxing? What do you want to do?
Well, first, I would like to maybe try to make to the Olympics 2008. And in the future, maybe be a champion of the world, like some of Mayweather. A lot of American fighters, they made it to the championship because they work hard, and every fight we have to work more harder for being there. It's not an easy job, but we have to work hard for being there.
Well, given your performance tonight, Christian, I think you're well on your way. Keep training and working hard like you do. You gave the crowd a good show tonight, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Jerry. Thank you.
Christian Banos, your winner in the 132-pound weight division. You know, the crowd tonight here at the Osage $1 Million Elm Casino has certainly been treated to some great Olympic-style boxing here. And I'm speaking with one of the winners, one of the bouts this evening, Mr. Charles Williams out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Charles, you gave the crowd a good show tonight, and I know every boxer likes to critique themselves and see what they may have done wrong or what they, just over their overall performance. How do you feel about your performance tonight?
I feel I did a good job, but I could work on a lot. Go back to the gym, study, work on my jab, go to the body better. But overall, I think I did pretty good. I gave a good show.
You certainly did. What are your future plans in boxing?
Well, I intend to try. Well, I like to make the Olympic trials and turn pro in a year or two, and just go farther on my career.
Well, I think we can say we have a Native News Today exclusive. This young man is just starting his career out. You're going to see him one day fighting for a world title. Yeah. And you can say that you first saw him here on the Native News Today. Charles Williams, congratulations. All the best.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, let's take a quick break right now here with our tribal calendar to let you get all caught up on what's going on out in Indian country and everything. And Jason will actually get to find out, too, what Smiley's been up to.
Yeah, let's see what Smiley's doing.
Smiley, does I was choosing Iliangi nice to Senga.
Pangana riibe hayat kaus.
No, dear. Kada magas.
Pangana hayat kilo no.
Fanny molo just bananga.
Do more shot.
He's a honey so bad do.
What? He do more catsari, chin his after the stumidanga.
He's a mock as a wiki digger. He's a good at Hiliga, and Pane hayat kilo.
He's a money. Mutse.
The Muskogee Creek Nation Tobacco Prevention Program offers all cessation classes to young and old. For more information about a healthier life and a second wind, contact one of these centers nearest you.
Hijida. Hilishwo Fatsa. See you near to the doors. Mois.
Well, he's a mockesca, mockes, or not, still cases, still easy doings.
You know, Jason, we've kind of been in the cultural side with the museum and everything, but we've shown our sports side too with football and boxing and everything here, but now we go back to the cultural side again with 1,000 years, not 500 or 3.5 or something, 1,000 years of Muskogee art.
An entire century, Gerald.
Hey, that's right, an entire century of Muskogee art. Actually, we're talking about one of the archives from our video library. We wanted to present here this afternoon a little bit of some documentary work that was done in years past.
I got to say it too, and this does not contain Gerald Wofford as Tim Big Pond. Okay, this is regular stuff. No Gerald the host.
This is Jason Salzman as West Studi.
Yeah.
Muskogee, the name of one of the most powerful Indian nations that ever lived on the North American continent. The word Muskogee comes from an Algonquin word that means people of the lowland. No one knows when the Muskogee tribe crossed the Mississippi River and invaded what is now the southeastern United States, but we can be sure that they arrived before 1200 AD. When the Muskogee came, they brought with them the seeds of a highly sophisticated culture, religion, and artistic tradition that flourished in what became Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee. Although somewhat changed from these earlier times, these traditions continue today with the strength and individuality that is Muskogee. Many patterns, forms, and traditions of Muskogee art date back over 1,000 years. The finest examples of Muskogee art have always been reserved for religious ceremonies and for formal gatherings and meeting occasions. Before European contact, fine art was made using a variety of materials. These included wood, shell, stone, copper, split cane, and feathers. These techniques were used alone and in combination to produce great works of art. The earliest material of which examples still survive is stone. By pecking, flaking, grinding, and polishing, sculptures of the highest quality were made. Some examples of the stoneworker's art have been recovered from ceremonial mound sites at Etowah and Ocmulgee, Georgia, and at Moundville, Alabama, and were sculpted 600 to 800 years ago. Animal images frequently appear in Muskogee art, such as this head of a wood duck that adorns the rim of an elegantly proportioned diorite bowl. These bowls were used as symbols of authority. This bowl is carved from limestone and portrays the king vulture, now extinct in the southeast. All of the bird's anatomical details are engraved into the bottom of the sculpture. This foot-long ceremonial axe is shaped from a single piece of stone, perhaps carried by dancers or used as a sign of rank. It copies axes of wood with stone blades called hafted celts. The use of abstract symbols is evident on this sandstone palette used for the application of body paint for ceremonials at Moundville. Its shape recalls the Muskogee ceremonial square grounds. The size of this 10-inch stone pipe indicates the importance of smoking in the southeastern culture. Carved in the image of a helmeted man, the dark red sandstone pipe was probably used only by tribal leaders. From objects such as the pipe, one sees a portrayal of the Muskogee people of the time. In sculpture of both people and animals, forms are simplified to create symbolic images of the people or animals represented. Stone effigy sculptures such as these demonstrate this striking simplicity. Early European accounts indicate the use of these figures in dances, but their exact use is not known. The same simplification seen in stoneworking is evident in the making of this baked clay water bottle, molded in a human form. Human features again clearly emerge from this buff-colored pottery jar from Alabama. In another ceramic work, perhaps an incense container, the artist forms abstract designs by cutting away areas and shaping the rim into a bird. The central part of this cylinder jar flares into the face of a Muskogee medicine bird, the owl. Some of the most complex abstract patterning occurs on incised pottery. One of the finest examples of incised pottery is this incised and indented blackware jar. The slick surface is the result of polishing and smoothing the clay in a semi-hardened state. Clay could be shaped into any size, form, or texture. This ceramic pipe, measuring 1.5 inches in height, has a minute bird perched on the rim, a remaining statement of the artist's skill. objects of adornment received the same detailed attention from the artists as other art forms. By carving and engraving large marine shells, the Muskogee artists created intricate two-dimensional patterns and pictorial images. Most of these shell engravings took the form of gorgets that hung from the chest of the wearer. Designs vary from abstract symbols of the sun, represented by a cross in a circle, to detailed images of people and animals. This shell gorget shows a man in the ceremonial dress of over 600 years ago. His elaborate copper headdress is seen, also strands of large beads around his neck. In one hand.
All right, we hope that you enjoyed that segment from 1,000 Years of Muskogee Creek Art.
1,000 years. Now,
is that 100 years?
Earlier I said it was a century, but I'm completely and utterly wrong. It's a millennium, so
it is.
I want to retract my statement.
That's right.
This is like the second time in as many weeks that I've done that.
Yeah, but hey, we know our sharp Native News Today watchers were on their toes, and they caught it. You know?
Yeah. I'm sure we got a lot of them out there that keep a close track on the years and the time and everything.
Yeah, the dates, red line dates and everything.
Sure.
And
absolutely.
Know this and that. Got the calendar marked, I'm sure, with special dates and everything going on. And we mark our calendars too with special dates and events going on in Indian country because we cover those stories.
We certainly do, and we want you guys to. If you have anything out there, come by and see us, or talk to us out there. We're out and about. We're out on the.
We are cordial, okay. You may see us with a serious look, holding that camera, wanting to get over here to get the story. But hey, if you stop us and want to say hi or whatever,
we're actually
buy
pretty
Indian taco.
We're actually pretty approachable guys. I mean, we may come off as
it's our producers that aren't.
Yeah, those guys.
No, we're just kidding. We love to hear from you out there, and we really appreciate it that you're watching out there, and we just are committed to bringing the great news stories.
Sure, we absolutely are, and they'll keep coming every Saturday at 1:30, and all we need you to do is keep staying tuned, and we'll be right here every week at our appointed time. So we love doing the show, and we'll keep bringing those stories to you. And like I said, we had a little bit of everything this week, and next week we'll take a look at some other things. But one of the main things I want to tell you all about next week to look forward to and be ready for is the honoring of Muskogee veterans at the Muskogee Creek Nation with the opening of the brand new Muskogee Veterans Center. It's going to be a great day.
That's right, and it's going to be called the Pentagon.
Sure, Pentagon of the West. So right here in our backyard, got a little bit of military significance, I guess you could say.
That's right, great military heritage with the Creek Nation.
Sure, take us to the house.
We'll be all here to bring you the events. For our producers, Josh Lane, Jared Moore, Matt Davis, Jason Salzman, I'm Gerald Wofford. In the meantime, you take care of yourself. God bless. We'll see you soon.